And then at that point, I'm like, nah, see, I already know what you're not gonna do, so I can just cut it off at that point. But I already tell people, like, you ain't got the marriage level of importance to me unless you done met all the people. And especially when it go to guys outside of my son, it's always, you know, you, my brother, and Trey. And then that step further as far as guys go is my son. And there's no possible way in hell he can get a negative vibe about you and you think you're going to make it. So you know what I mean? So it's just like, if you ain't made it past those thresholds, because I know my mother too. My mother's highly religious, the sweetest woman you're going to meet, you know what I mean? But my mother the same way. Like, she don't say nothing negative about a soul that's just so rare. But if she say something negative about you, like,
then it definitely
then it's definitely wrong. You know what I mean? And like, everybody know, and I tell people, yeah, I evaluate my brother's opinion higher than my mother's because I know how highly she holds just me wanting to be with somebody and me being happy. Whereas, like, I know you all want the same thing, but you all gonna also be like, alright, bro, is this really what you trying to do? You know what I mean? Like it's just gonna be like that. And the funny thing about, you know, the main reason I even bring that up is because when I'm stepping into somebody else, you know, environment and I'm around their family, I'm thinking the same thing. I'm like, you know what? I expect for myself to be evaluated the same way. So, you know, how do I treat this person? What do I bring to this table to even make me worthy of courting this person and their family? You know, whatever. And ironically, it's always the families that still love me, even when, you know, like, I stop talking to somebody. Like, everybody's always like, you know, say, what the hell? Who's this dude? Like, why the hell you don't still talk to Corey? Because the bottom line is, like, you being taken care of, you being taken care of. Because everybody know, like, I'm not going to bat in the regular sense. Like, if you're dealing with somebody that I love and care about, I'm about to bring the full brunt of probably the U.S. military, U.S. government, if I have to you know, handle business, even when it's outside of out of you know, my realm. And me and you done talked about that, you know, in reference to, like, when you got married. Like, I looked at that like, yeah, you know, I was around for when you met, well, not around, but, you know, I was knowing you when you met Shannon, and I already knew when you met Shannon, like, all right, with this being the situation and why courting is so important is that if he married this woman, then she is equal to Rich. She gonna be treated like Rich. Shannon pick up the phone and call my number and text me whatever as she do when she feel like it, like she know what's about to happen. I'm gonna respond with the same amount of respect and understanding and whatever she need, the same way I would if you were texting me directly. No questions asked. That's it. But same thing, like, you courted Shannon. Like, I know many of the dates. I know the process that we're going through there. I seen her kick it with your family, kick it with us. Went out. We ain't had knockout, drag out situations, all kind of crazy shit. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's like, you know, like, even back there with stuff popping off, like an infamous stadium, like you know what I mean? Like, like, you see what I defer to. I defer to, all right, is Shannon good? Is Rich good? This is what it is. And I feel like all of this, I say all of this because all of that is a part of courting. Like if I had shown up and I don't know nothing about Shannon, and I mean, you married, and I'm like, all right, how do I proceed with this, right? Because I don't know what role I'm supposed to take. I don't know, you know, everything about what levels are or whatever. And then it's like, all right, whatever. Like, people need to know the significance of somebody, and you establish that through courting. And I feel like even when I'm married, I'm going to always reiterate that. Like, I'm married. This is my wife. All right, this is my wife. That mean if she called Van and she needs something, I'm going to expect for Van to take care of it if I can't. If Van calls her and he needs something taken care of, I'm not going to expect for her to be like, well, you Corey, brother, not mine. No, if you don't fucking move, point blank period. If you don't fucking move, first of all, courting went wrong. And two, why am I married to you in the first place? So it's like, like, courting don't end. Like, I just really don't feel like it end because you got to establish that baseline to know and understand, all right, this is who I am to this person. This is my significance, not only to them, but in their life. And the second you start treating somebody different, especially like in relationships, they going to feel that their importance is different. They going to feel like their role is different. They going to feel like, you know, you faked it the whole time to get them, and now that you got them, you don't feel like you need to keep doing it.
Flip the script.
Yeah, exactly. Like all this stuff gonna come into play, and they gonna be sitting there looking sideways, and I'm just like always like, I don't understand it. I really don't, because every time I actually am in a relationship to the point where it's serious, which I mean, people know it's rare for me as it is. So like when I reach that point, like I don't slow down when I get into a relationship. I speed up because now I need to feel like I need to do more. I need to accomplish more. I need to be, that much more on point. I need to be that much more of a provider. I need your family to like me that much more. So like I'm gonna kick it up. I'm not stepping it down when I'm married. No, I'm kicking that shit into overdrive. That's just how I look at it, though.
No, I can dig it, and I think like it also points to how antiquated I think the original definition of courting is, because it just implies that once you get to marriage, you can coast, and I think the real work doesn't start in any relationship until you make that decision to marry.
Oh, damn right.
It get harder at that point, bro. It get harder once you tie the knot. It definitely get harder because now, y'all legally bound, you married, and it ain't as simple as, well, shit, you fuck something up around the house and I don't like it, so me and you, man, we got to have this talk. I'm breaking up with you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Like once you get married, that's where the real work start. You know what I'm saying? And I have to pitch my head in on it as far as the courting thing. I don't believe that the courting stops even after you get married, because being married, and I mean, I've been with my wife for 8 years, married for 4, and courting don't stop, because that's like you said, once you get married, some people think that's when you can just coast, but hell no, you have to kind of keep it. You have to still do things, go out on dates, go do all the shit that you did when y'all wasn't married, when you was trying to woo her in. You know what I'm saying? You might not be able to do it as frequently, but you still need to do it to have that sense of togetherness. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's one of the many things. I learned that being married, because I'm a pretty straightforward I don't really get into a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like my wife like to go to concerts and all that, and we do a lot of concerts, but it's a lot of concerts she like to go to that I'm just not interested in doing that. You know what I'm saying? So I just have to respectfully say, hey, I'm not really digging doing this. But she do have her college friends that she can go do that with, and it's not a thing. But you still have to, to use an old cliche phrase, you still have to keep that flame going, and that's where why I feel the courting never stop. You know what I'm saying? You have to keep that flame going. Otherwise, you just married to somebody and going through the motions. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all wake up, do y'all regular everyday stuff, and you don't have that sense of togetherness. You know what I'm saying? That oneness. Y'all just kind of always doing your own thing. That's not necessarily how I want to do stuff, which if something feel like it's not where it should be, that's where the communication come in at, and I have to say, if I'm slipping somewhere, my wife let me know. Like sometimes it ain't always what I want to hear, but you have to take that and take it to the chin. If you fucking up and you're not doing what you should be doing, then you have to take that to the chin and tighten up. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how you keep the shit flowing the way that it should be. you just can't continually have this person telling you over and over that, you know, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, I'd like for you to do this, I'd like for you to do that, and you just brushing the shit off and not really taking it to heart, because eventually that's when you gonna find some other nigga done ran up in your woman.
Yeah.
because you done left that door open, because you wasn't hearing her crying out for help as far as what she want from you. You just kind of brush it off. So yeah, courting is kind of a non-stop thing, man. Like, some people just look at courting like the initial chase, you know what I'm saying? And it's more than the initial chase. You have to court during the initial chase. You got to, once you get them in, you got to continue to be that person you was when you was trying to pull them in, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times it don't even have to be nothing complicated, man. Like, for me, man, I can just do some simple shit around the house, like change the fucking oil in the car, or rotate the fucking tires, and my wife find shit like that, like, sexy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I mean, you gotta remember too, like, niggas don't do that shit at all anymore. Like, shit like that, people always freak out when you do it, because they like, how the hell you even know how to do that?
Right. Right.
That shit.
And
man.
And that shit should be
automatic.
Automatic. Even if you don't want to do it and you can't got the means to pay somebody to do it, you still got to know how to do it. Like,
damn right.
What the fuck you gonna do if your shit catch a flat and you out in the middle of Timbuktu and AAA can't get there? You could change your shit yourself faster than AAA could get to you most of the time if you're willing to know how to fucking do it. Yeah. I mean, everybody just want everything so easy and simple, man. Really, what then kind of fucked the game up is nobody takes relationships seriously no more. It's just basically hookup culture now, and you know, people fuck a lot without any real emotional attachment to it. You know what I'm saying? You know,
the Tinder generation, man.
I knew, man, when I hit my mid-20s, mid to late 20s, I knew I wasn't dating anymore just to be fucking and doing dumb shit. You know, at some point you just get to that stage where you just know, you just, something just wake up in you one day and you just know, I need something more than this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And when you get to that point, that's when all the bullshit and games stop. You know, you looking for that one person to compliment you for the remainder of your days. You know what I'm saying? And when you feel like you got that, then you need to bring it on home. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't let that person get away, because finding the one that you just feel is the one for you, that shit ain't easy. And even when you do get them, it still ain't easy. You know, that, because that, like I said, when the real work starts. Once you get married and y'all living in the same house and doing, you know, joint money and handling expenses together and got kids involved and all this other shit, that shit don't get no easier from that point forward, man. Like, you just have to continue to want to make that shit work and don't be looking for no easy way out, because everybody looking for what's the easiest way for me to get out of this if the shit ain't working. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to tough that shit out, man. Like, I don't get the mentality of the, like you say, the Tinder dating or whatever. I don't get the mentality, that on to the next one mentality. Like, that shit too much work to me. You know what I'm saying? Dating multiple women and all that. Like, I'm just not, it's just not my thing. That's why I'm just glad I went on and got married and got out the game, because the dating scene nowadays, that shit ain't cut out for me no way. Like, I really believe if somehow my marriage didn't work and we just got to be co-parents, I probably wouldn't even date no more, bruh. I probably like real talk.